Welcome to the Omnia Sol Art Show, the glitch art video podcast that puts the word vapor in vaporwave. Creature from the Dinosaur Dune.
Hello and welcome to the Omnia Sol Art Show. I am, of course, your host, not the Omnia Sol. I am your host, Omnia Sol. You're watching the Omnia Sol Art Show. This is a glitch art video podcast where sometimes we take original footage, but most of it is a lot of glitching VHS tapes, running them through a circuit bender, also known as a video processor or a video synthesizer. And tonight, the title of our episode is Creature from the Dinosaur Dune, because we are glitching a couple popcorn classics and a documentary about dinosaurs. So the first one up, we are glitching Creature from the Black Lagoon, which is by all accounts a classic. I have not watched it all the way through, but you can't look at any sci-fi media without reminiscing on the character design of the actual Creature from the Black Lagoon. It has so perpetuated our culture, just this iconic fish man that you see all over now. People love the fish man. And the next, we are glitching a BBC documentary called Walking with Dinosaurs. And the reason I like this is that it's got a very interesting juxtaposition between these beautiful landscapes and these kind of dated CGI dinosaurs that it creates this unintentional campiness that I really enjoy. Third movie, the popcorn classic we are glitching, is David Lynch's Dune, which I have watched all the way through. However, I didn't necessarily understand it because the plot is kind of convoluted, and I understand why this is not most David Lynch fans' favorite movie, and it's also not David Lynch's favorite movie because apparently the production got in the way a lot. There's also problems with the main villain being considered a homophobic representation. The sci-fi itself, though, aesthetically is beautiful. I love the special effects. I love Kyle MacLachlan, Sir Patrick Stewart. It just ends up being a fun movie to watch and a fun movie to glitch. So I hope you enjoy this episode as much as I enjoyed making it for you. So apparently, I don't know with COVID when it's coming out, but apparently there is going to be a Dune remake coming out, which I say if you're going to remake Dune, I know he probably doesn't want to do it because he's in his 70s now, but if you're going to remake Dune, I think you should let David Lynch have another chance. I think if you approached it the way that Showtime approached Twin Peaks: The Return, which is just give David Lynch and Mark Frost some money and let them do whatever they want to do on their own terms, that combo comes up with something brilliant. I think it's the same thing with David Lynch. I think if you put him in the driver's seat of the Dune remake, give him all the money he needs to make the film that he wants to make, I want to see his actual vision of Dune, because I think the Dune that we got was not his actual vision. I feel like there was a lot going on behind the scenes that hindered his creativity. But now, with modern movie magic, I feel like it'd be amazing. I don't think he wants to do it. I feel like it's kind of a shit stain on his career, but it's very good, and I think he should do it. Also, I would just love to see more David Lynch in space. We got a little bit of it with Twin Peaks: The Return, with a little bit of like time travel action, but I want more I love spiritual David Lynch, but I want more sci-fi David Lynch, and I want sci-fi and spiritual David Lynch to cohege. I don't think that's a word, but to combine David Lynch's spirituality with some sci-fi shit. I think it'd be great. I think it'd be a fun movie. I think it'd be a popcorn classic. That is for sure. That is absolutely for sure. Also one thing I want to say about Creature from the Black Lagoon is this is actually the first black and white film that I've glitched. So we'll see what we can do with it. We'll see the source material is black and white. Let's see what we can make out of it. So hope you enjoy it. I think you'll really enjoy it. So just a couple announcements while we're getting this show on the road. I am going to be moving the release date of the Omnia Sol art show, also known as TOSAS, to Wednesdays to give me a little more time to edit. And also because Wednesdays is the day of Mercury, which is the god of communication. I was originally going to release the shows on Sundays. That's what we did with the live episodes. But with the amount of time it takes me to edit everything together, I end up doing a lot of the heavy lifting on Sundays, whether that be editing the footage to make it look good, like cut out any, because sometimes with these video synthesizers, the screen just goes black. So I cut out those spots to make it cohesive, a cohesive television program on the internet, and as well as record the audio. So I end up doing a lot of the actual recording and editing on Sundays, and then it was ended up being released like late Monday nights or Monday mornings. I'm going to switch it, get it like all done, a little more professional, and have them out on Wednesdays. So stay tuned. Wednesdays is going to be the new release date for TOSAS, because editing always takes me longer than I expect it to. The other thing I want to say is this isn't so much an announcement. Oh yeah, I guess I do have one more announcement about the show. I am going to be on the next episode of the Mitch Mitchell Variety Hour. I was interviewed by Mitch for the show. So stay tuned for that when that episode is out. I believe it will come out sometime in February, if I'm not mistaken. I will put a link in the show notes for you to check out. I'm really excited about it. It was a very fun interview to do, and I'd like to do more kind of stuff like that. So if you want me on your show, shoot me an email, omniasolart@gmail.com. I would love to be on other podcasts. I'd love to do some swap casts where I, we trade podcasts for a little bit. You be on my podcast, I be on your podcast. The other thing, so if you'll notice, this episode is coming out later than usual. I did not release an episode last week, and that is because my best friend in my entire life, my dear cat Prometheus, had to take him to the vet last Monday. It was very scary. It was very expensive. He was acting just like very strange. His third eyelid in the corner of both his eyes were protruding. He wasn't really laying down as much as he usually does. He was like sitting up, like on high alert, and he wasn't eating as much. And so we took him to the vet. They ran some tests, and they originally thought it might have just been herpes, but they wanted to do some blood work. They did some blood work, found out the dude had toxins in his liver. We didn't know what it was. We didn't know if it was soap scum, what it was. Apparently, some tulips were brought into the apartment. We did not know they were toxic. Yeah. So apparently, if you have a cat, first of all, don't bring tulips into your apartment. Secondly, if you live with a cat and you see someone bring tulips into the apartment, please warn them. Please warn them before it's too late. Because I didn't even know, these tulips were just like on a counter. I didn't think about them. I didn't bring them into the house. I didn't know they were toxic. And come to find out, they're super toxic. And, you know, it could have been Prometheus, like, eating a petal off of it. It also could have just been, like, he hangs out on, like, that's a corner, that's a counter that's right next to the door. He greets me every time I come home. He greets me and, like, puts his paws out for me to pick him up. He could have rubbed up against that, got some pollen on his fur, then given himself a bath. Now he's got toxins in his liver. Like, giving him medicine is so difficult, so stressful. So if you know that, now you know. Tulips are toxic to cats. If you know that, please share that information. Don't let your cats get sick. But yeah, giving him medicine has been very difficult. Luckily, my roommate has been helping me with that. And he's down to just, he's finishing up one of his meds today. And then his other med is, super annoying and he has to take it for 2 weeks. But it's like this giant pill. And they gave us this pill shooter thing that he does not want to participate in. What I have to do is I have to use a pill splitter so I can fit it in the pill shooter because it's too big. Because I got those like pill pocket treats. Doesn't like that. Got some tuna. Tried to hide it in tuna. He eats all the tuna, leaves the pill. He's too smart. He's too damn smart for his damn medicine. But he is getting better. That's what matters. But yeah, that's my explanation on why this episode is so late. Don't think it'll happen in the future, especially with this new schedule if I plan ahead. But thank you for watching this show and sending positive energy my way. And I hope to share that positive energy back with you. All right, we are going to go ahead and move to our first segment of the show. You know what it is. It's one of our favorite segments of the show. It is time for What am I drinking tonight? All right, so for tonight's section of What Am I Drinking Tonight, we are drinking a Japanese peach drink that comes in a nice little aluminum bottle. It's ice cold because putting it in the fridge overnight. But the description says nectar rich peach peach perfect goodness is in this drink. 2 peach purees with peach pulp are blended to create a taste that allows you to enjoy the rich sweetness of a real ripe peach. And it doesn't say to shake it or anything, so I'm not going to do it. We're going to go ahead and open it on the mic. Glad I didn't shake it because that sounds carbonated. Smells peachy. Yeah, it's delicious. It's like peach juice. I was expecting it to be, before I read the description, I was expecting it to be like peach soda, but it's yeah, it just tastes like a fancy peach juice. So I'd give this 5 out of 5 peaches. But yeah, I don't know. I wanted to switch it up. You know, I drink a lot of tea and a lot of sparkling water on this show. Wanted to switch it up, try something new. I've been also thinking about setting up depending on how difficult it is, I've been thinking about setting up a P.O. box, and then that way I can have people send me exotic or just interesting non-alcoholic beverages to try on the show, switch it up, try something new every week. You know, who knows what I'll be drinking next week. That's why you got to tune into the show to figure out what the heck am I going to be drinking on the show. That's why we called this section of the show What am I drinking tonight? All right, we are going to go ahead and play our first song of the night. This is a song coming to us from Rebor Records, which we've had on the show before. Check it out, rebor.bandcamp.com. Link will be in the show notes. This is a song from Zach Zint off the Wild Baby original music from the short film soundtrack. So Wild Baby was a short film. This was the soundtrack put out by Rebor Records. The song is called Horse Baby Saloon. And I thought, what better, we're glitching creature from the Black Lagoon. What better than to use the song Horse Baby Saloon? So check it out, rebor.bandcamp.com for this song if you like it. And then also check out the short film Wild Baby because it's got a great soundtrack. So I haven't actually, I should watch the short film. I haven't watched it, but I did listen to the soundtrack and I enjoyed a lot. So check it out. Rebor Records, Zach Zint, Horse Baby Saloon. And we'll be back with you after the song. All right. Take care. All right, and we are back. That was Horse Baby Saloon by Zach Zint off the Wild Baby soundtrack, and you can find that at rebor.bandcamp.com. So check it out, and we're going to go ahead and move on to our next section of the show, which is the part of the show where we read some tarot. It is time for
Card of the Show.
So for tonight's card of the show, we are actually going to be doing something completely different than normal. If you've watched the show before, you know that we usually do a one-card tarot spread, and I read the meaning, and you can apply it to your life. This week, however, we are going to be doing something that I've wanted to do, and that I hope to do more of in the future. We are going to I had someone reach out with a problem that they wanted help with. And so what it was, they reached out, they're having relationship issues. So we are going to go ahead and do a special spread about their relationship problems. And the way this spread works, it is 3 cards that represent the problems in the relationship, 3 cards that represent the different solutions in the relationship, and then 1 card. So the 7th card is the resolution card. So the first card of the first problem card we drew was the Ace of Pentacles. And this card has to do with material increase, stability, and financial security. It's about new job opportunities and other new sources of income that can help you lay down the roots to start a family. The second problem card was the Six of Pentacles. This card has a lot to do with charity, justice, and fair distribution of wealth. It indicates an unexpected but much needed gift such as a large inheritance. And the third problem card was the Queen of Pentacles, which is an Earth Mother type person, nurturing, generous, charitable. She represents a very materially practical mother or grandmother. The first solution card was the Two of Cups, which is love, harmony, reciprocity, friendship, balance, soulmates. This is a card of love and harmony in relationships. This card could be about a present or future relationship, but the deeper meaning of this card is about finding balance with yourself. Balance enables us to truly love and find happiness in relationship. The second solution was the Page of Pentacles, and the Page of Pentacles is a person who is not afraid of digging into hard work and benefits deeply from it. The Page is also brings good news about savings, investments, and money. So another Pentacles card, another money card. This card could indicate important managerial meetings that will go well. And the third and final solution card was the Hermit, which you might represent if you ever listened to Led Zeppelin as the guy with the beard and the cloak, kind of looking like Gandalf holding a lantern. And the Hermit represents silent counsel, prudence, discretion, receiving divine wisdom, a good teacher. There may be a journey to acquire the knowledge that you seek, and there's no way around that. The answers that you seek may come from inside you, so you may need to withdraw from the hustle and bustle of everyday life to find the answers you need. You have to look inward for peace, and long hidden secrets will be revealed. And the final 7th card, the solution card, was the Five of Cups. And this card shows a person who's standing before 3 cups that have spilled down, and they don't even notice the 2 cups behind them that have not spilled. So it's to me, it's always kind of represented the cliche of if you don't cry over spilled milk, make berries and cream. This card represents loss, disappointment, sorrow, disillusionment, broken marriage, loss of friendship, regret. Even though you have lost something, you can't focus on disappointment, sorrow, and regret. Whenever I see this card, it reminds me of the spilled milk. So make berries and cream. And the reading I got from all these cards together, what jumped out at me the most is that all 3 of the problem cards being pentacles, that there's obviously a huge point of contention in the relationship with money. So there are, all 3 of the problem cards are out of this context are usually seen as very positive cards having to do with gaining money, getting out of poverty, but also the pentacles are the sign of earth. So they really focus on material matters over spiritual ones. So I asked the client, do you feel as though the material aspects of your relationship have been equitable? And do you feel as though the sacrifices you've made in this relationship have been equitable? And if not, how can this change? And I went on to say that all three solution cards have a lot to do with looking inward and trying to find internal balance in yourself. I think combined with the resolution card, I'm not sure what way that the client wants to go in the relationship, but you do have money opportunities on the horizon. And I think that remembering your own worth is extremely important and doing what you need to do to get the most out of the life that you want. It's going to take some serious contemplation to figure out if the person that you're with is the person that you want to be with, that you want to, spend your life with, maybe start a family with. And if this is that person, it seems the cards are telling me that the materials for this are at your fingertips, but you need to know that there needs to be a fair distribution of wealth, both physically and emotionally in the relationship. If this relationship is not going to work out, it is going to be difficult for the client to not see the positive future on the horizon, and it's going to be very easy for the client to only focus on the loss. And I know that this is a relationship reading, but I was getting so many cards about finances that I do think the client has some real job or money opportunities coming their way. So my advice was to focus on that while simultaneously looking inward to figuring out their desire to live and love to their fullest. So that was this week's
Card of the Show.
So if you enjoyed that reading of Card of the Show and you feel as though you got something out of it and you have a question on your mind that you want answered, go ahead and reach out to me. My email is omniasolart@gmail.com, and I can go ahead, we can work out what your issue is, what do you want kind of resolved in your life, and figure out the best reading for you. And I can do the reading for you privately and with the only what's the word I'm looking for? Basically the only thing about it would be, I know there's a word I'm looking for. Anyways, the only thing about it would be that I would share the reading on the show as part of the show. But of course, I would absolutely take out your name and everything, so it can be a completely private thing. But for me, it's definitely about getting better at reading the cards and being able to share this tarot journey with the viewer of the Omnia Sol Art Show. So I want to say thank you so much to the person who reached out with this question. So if you do have a tarot question, email me. You can also, if this works better for you, we do have a Google Voice phone number. That number is, I should look it up real quick. What is it? I always forget it. I know I put it at the end of the show notes. So you think I would remember it, folks. You think I would remember it, but I don't. I don't want to get the number wrong, so let me look that up really quick. Come on, Google, hurry up. All right, so that number is 262-612-3069. So if you have a question, you can reach out via email, or you can call the Google Voice number, leave me a message. If you're okay with me playing the message on the show, I will play it on the show and answer your tarot question, see what the cards have in store for you. All right, well, we are going to go ahead and play our second song of the night. The second song of the night is another hit from Rebor Records at rebor.bandcamp.com. This is from the band Hypertensions off the album Evil Seeds, and the song title is called Don't You. So check out Hypertensions. Check out the album Evil Seeds from Rebor Records. That's rebor.bandcamp.com. And we will be back with you after the song. So please enjoy. And we are back. That was the song Don't You by the Hypertensions, or just Hypertensions, I should say, off the album Evil Seeds, which can be found at rebor.bandcamp.com. So go check it out. Go show Hypertension some love. Go show Rebor Records some love, because we would not be able to make this show without the generous contributions from the musicians that make this show possible. We are going to go ahead and move to the segment of the show where I read from a book. It's time for words. It's time for words. It's time for words. So for tonight's words, we are going to be reading from the book The Sacred Conspiracy by Georges Bataille, and this is the internal papers of the secret society of Acéphale, which means headless, and lectures to the College of Sociology. And the segment that we are going to be reading is from Henry Dusat. I think that's how you pronounce his name. I'm not that great at French pronunciations, but this segment is called the Acéphale, and it goes a little something like this. I exist insofar as the tree in front of me, rising up out of the deep earth, rises up out of that which, first of all, I perceive as being old as time. That which rises up from the most remote human blood takes the form of a fusion between all human lives and deaths, and there is nothing more of agitation or the memory of agitation. There is no head or body that yields to anything. In this moment, I plunge into the earth as if diving into the waves, at the same time as the symbol grows bigger, and as my stark, naked, and living death stands before me. And when I leave, I am not alone. What I have invoked will not abandon me. In my human form, that is. This edifice of bones will one day turn to dust, but today, now, it is. All right, so just a little background on tonight's reading. Asafele was the name of a public review that was created by Georges Bataille, which numbered 5 issues from 1936 to 1939, but it was also a secret society formed by Bataille and others that they're sworn to keep silent. And the name Asafele is derived from the Greek Asaphelos, which literally means headless. And this was a secret society that was supposed to be, they like adopted rituals to try to create this sort of like religion of like a socialist anarchy. The chiefless crowd. So they would meditate on these thinkers that were considered materialists, such as Nietzsche, Freud, Sade, Mauss, that they'd read during their assemblies, and to psychologically prepare for the violence and losses that was active during the French resistance to the Nazi occupation of France. So really interesting group, really interesting time in social theory. And so I kind of want, I have been getting really into Georges Bataille and specifically Asafele. And there's just something very cool about secret societies, but also specifically this one, since it was a explicitly anti-fascist secret society. And in these trying times, we need more ritual, but we also absolutely need more anti-fascism. So yeah, that was the reading of this week. That was the section of
It's time for words. It's time for words. It's time for words.
All right, well, you would not believe it, but it is already time in the show to play our third and final song of the night. This episode has just been flying by, but I've been having a lot of fun. I'm glad to be back. This new Wednesday release day, I think works a lot better because I have a little more time to assemble the episode, and I need to be better. Procrastination is so difficult, especially when you work a job, and it's so easy to procrastinate. But I need to for my own existential ennui, I need to keep up the show, because the show is for me. The show is something that people can watch, either when it comes out, but also later, to get to know me a little bit more, to have this collective experience together as creator and viewer. But anyways, that's not the point. The point is, we're going to go play our next song, which is another song from the Wild Baby soundtrack by Zach Zint from Rebor Records. So rebor.bandcamp.com. Check it out. This song is called The Pony Boys. So I hope you enjoy it, and we'll be back with you after the song. So be back with you. All right, bye. And we are back. That was The Pony Boys by Zach Zint off the Wild Baby soundtrack from Rebor Records, rebor.bandcamp.com. The link to that song will be in the show notes. So check it out. Check out Rebor Records. Go support Rebor Records, Zach Zint, and Hypertensions for providing some awesome music for the show tonight. We're going to go ahead and close out tonight. I just want to thank everyone for joining me for this episode of the Omnia Sol Art Show, also known as TOSAS, for the creature from the Dinosaur Dune. I hope you had as much fun watching this episode as I had making it, because I had a blast. I procrastinated for a while, but I finally got around to finishing it tonight, and I'm proud of it. I think it turned out well. I'm excited for the future of the show, excited to see what next week brings, and I'm excited to be releasing these shows on Wednesdays. Gives you a little something to look forward to in the middle of the week. I want to say a special shout out and thank you to everyone who supports the show on Patreon, patreon.com/Omnia Sol Art. I couldn't do it without you. If you want to become a patron, check it out. We got some prizes for supporting the show, like posters and whatnot. So exclusive posters that you won't get anywhere else. I will not, even if you demand me to sell you the poster, I will not sell it to you. You have to get the poster through becoming a Patreon patron. So consider it. If you like the show, you want to throw me a couple bucks. It's $15 to get a poster, or 3 monthly installments of $5. If you just want to, if all you can afford is $1, throw me $1 a month. Help support the show, helps make this show the best it can be. But that's enough plugging the Patreon. This is not supposed to be a giant advertisement. This is supposed to be a fun show for everyone to enjoy. Anyways, thank you for watching. We'll be back next week, next Wednesday. So mark your calendars. Hump Day is now TOSAS Day. And if you want to do me a favor, like and subscribe. This is a YouTube channel, so like and subscribe. You probably, if you're on YouTube enough, you're probably sick of fucking people saying that bullshit. But anyways, it does help. All right. Take care, everyone. Love you. Bye.